fell in love. We burned the cities down, down. Thought you learned your lesson. You won't be lonely if you fall in love over and over again and again.
Alrighty then, I think we're live. I hope we are. Hello, welcome back. It's Meraki Major last quarterfinals, I believe, if I'm not mistaken here, that we're going to be seeing. It's going to be pretty spicy, I think. Of course, it is Regicide versus Ladon, so we're going to be in for a pretty interesting match for sure. Hopefully, that's what we want to see. We want to see some spicy games and some competitive Rainbow Six getting played. So yeah, thanks for joining us right here on the stream. We're going to get into it pretty soon as everything is ready. I'm sure it will be soon. And once all those players are in the lobby, we're going to get going and we're going to get treated to what I believe is an Oregon first map. So that's going to be quite interesting.
Yeah, so today we have Regicide against Ladon Esports. So yeah, first map being Oregon, Ladon's pick. And Regicide should be defending first, so should be an interesting matchup. Being Ladon's first map, they'll obviously want to start on the front foot, taking their map, and hopefully move from there. But like we've said a few times actually this week, is teams losing their map pick, which was quite an interesting thing to see teams constantly almost um, having that problem this whole week so far, with especially the PC side.
Yeah, that is definitely a weird trend to be seeing. I must admit, I definitely I'm on the agreement with you there. It's not usual to see teams lose, and quite convincingly, I must say, on their map picks. I mean, we've seen that pretty much the entire week. It's been a trend. You get a map pick, the team will lose, and it's not even just like a small loss. It's not even a wow, that was a crazy clinch by the other team. It was more like we're looking at 7-1s and 7-2s and like crazy scores like that. That really just catching us by surprise. So I'll be interested to see if we actually see that coming out again, because if that continues on that trend, then I'm gonna be very confused, to say the least.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting to actually see today's matchup. I just want to check one thing with you, Patchy. Is your audio still on your capture? Is that the
Yes, it is.
okay? There we
That
go.
probably I switched it off.
Hopefully, it didn't
Was
echo
that
in the
coming through
stream.
twice?
Yeah, a little bit. Not too much, but yeah, I'm not sure if that went through the stream. Apologies if some of the people had to go through that,
it
but
it did come through. I just checked now. It did come
uh,
through. So I was like an echoey boy, but hopefully I'm not echoey now.
now you're sounding all good now. And on that note, I think we should be ready to go into the first map.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. I'm super ready to see what goes on here. Sorry for that. Feels bad, man. But now we're going to get into it. We're going to jump straight on into what is Oregon. It is, of course, Aladdin versus a Regicide there. So, yeah, let's jump into it. Oregon. This map, very interesting. We don't see it all too often. Obviously, with the new changes, it has received a couple of differences since its previous iteration. Lots of people getting a little bit more comfortable on it. So I'm very interested to see how this plays out, because this is one of the maps that I used to like. It's one of my favorite maps previously. These days, not so much. Interesting that we're going to see the Monty getting taken off the board. That has been a big player for a lot of the teams in recent times. That is something we've seen pretty much time and time again. Whether it works or not is a whole nother question, but I guess taking it off the board, you just don't want to see it.
Yeah, it's definitely, if played by the right person, Monty can be the most frustrating operator to play against. With that massive
Yeah.
shield in front of him, if you don't have a Legion or a Smoke to counter him, it's really just the biggest headache. And if you just don't want to play him, it's not a bad choice just batting him from the start.
Yeah. Yeah, the Ying's going to be taken off the board, as well as the Echo and the Goyo going to be taken out as well. So the Ying, obviously, lots of attack utility, especially considering the updates that she's been receiving recently. Definitely making her not only a much more viable operator, but definitely one that has a lot more underrated power, I think. And then, of course, the Echo getting taken off the board, pretty standard. You don't want that. You don't want that guy to ruin your diffuser plants, and then the Goyo just removing all of that defender utility. Interestingly enough, though, the Thatcher is still on the board, and that is immediately going to be picked up for the side of Ladon. Obviously, just immediately gonna pick that up. You have to, especially you're gonna be playing the Thermite and the Hibana, so plenty of boom boom for that particular team. Looks like they might just switch out for a buck, but that's fine. They still got the Thermite, and the Thatcher on the board is gonna make those hard breaches pretty easy, or at least a whole lot easier than they usually are without the Thatcher.
Wow, okay, so interesting first bomb side pick. Don't really see this often being picked first.
Yeah, this is interesting because this is one of the bomb sites that if I'm not mistaken, a lot of people were asking for. There were a lot of people that were like, "Yo, Yuri, we need this bomb site. We need the bomb site from the kitchen into the main area there because it seems so, natural to have this combo, but it wasn't present on the previous map iteration. This time around it is, and of course that's going to mean you could just blow open this entire section of the wall, make the bomb site rotation a lot easier. You don't have to use the outside tunnels at all, and of course the little tweaks to the map mean that you can actually just branch out your control as a defender on this particular bomb site. You can just sort of spread your control out through a number of rooms nearby the actual bomb site itself. So this is a very interesting choice, definitely one that I like. I think it's definitely one of those bomb sites that on this new iteration of the map is a lot stronger.
Yeah, it's always exciting to see teams like this pick sites that aren't played usually. It's fun to cast over, to kind of get a new take on different sites and how teams attack it.
Yeah, certainly is. So let's see how they make this one happen. Obviously, going to be quite interesting to see how this plays out as, well, now Ladon looking to get in towards that bomb site, looking to just crack it open, get inside there and see what they can make happen. Of course, already looking to open up those holes and have a look and see who they can find. So far, no one has gone off just yet, but they're definitely making moves, slowly but surely encroaching towards that site. Holes being opened up. Let's see if they can find any of these picks. Let's see who actually starts us out on the front foot, because it'll be interesting to see who comes out with this round one. Is it going to be Ladon on that attack, or Regicide? Are they going to be able to hold on to that defense?
Yeah, it's going to be a bit difficult for Jaeger to hold 3 of the Ladon players here trying to push through attic. Oh, eventually gets fragged out from the opposite side of the room. It seems like it there.
Yeah, the angles were being held right there, and Jaeger's not going to be feeling too good about that one. He gets taken out. Now, it's going to make it a little bit easier for Ladon to get in towards the site. They're definitely looking to do so. You can hear those explosions just going off as they look for those angles. Haven't found any more just yet, and, well, we've got just under a minute left now as the time's slowly ticking away. Going to have to find some way to get into this site.
Yeah, so I guess they already ticked that box off for taking top floor. Now they must, with 50 seconds actually left, they must try and move downwards and actually get into sight.
Yeah, they've got some hatches open, and it looks like they're going to be opening up some walls as well. The Thermite there on the job, and with all these angles, they should be able to find a number of picks that'll make the site easy to get into, but that time is definitely ticking away. They've got to make sure this happens soon, because they don't have too much left to play with here. They could still execute, and if Regicide hold on to this one, it could actually be devastating for Ladon. They might not be able to make it happen. The Thermite is going to fall, but at least they do get a refrag. Ash gets down, but not out as well, and there goes the Buck to the Thatcher and the Sophia, the last two remaining alive at the moment. Ash just crawling around on the last limbs. This is just falling apart for Ladon at the moment. They're just going to fall bit by bit, unable to get into the site, unable to find any of the kills that they need, and, well, done and dusted for Regicide on round one.
Mystic with that massive magazine on Maestro getting a 3k there at the end. Wow, yeah, that was... Ladon did very well clearing out Jaeger that early and taking the top floor, but maybe delayed a little bit in actually getting into sight and taking control. Maybe Thermite opened that wall a little bit earlier, would have been a bit easier, but Regicide doing a very good job holding the site there.
Yeah, they certainly did, and obviously, at the end of the day, Ladon, they needed to find something quickly, and they found that opening pick, which they could have played off of potentially, but they weren't able to find anything to really translate that first opening pick into the site, and when they started opening it up, they had very limited time left, and they weren't able to find those initial openers to actually get into the site, which, when there's like 30 seconds left, that becomes a huge, huge problem.
Yeah, and it's exciting, actually, that weird... unexpected bomb site pick actually worked off, and they got that round win.
Yeah, they did. They certainly did. And now we're sitting on that 1-0 score, and Ladon need to find something back here. Of course, we will be heading over to the next bomb site here in generally a similar vicinity. They're going to be taking control of the map as one does. Castle on the board, and that's going to mean that they can have some interesting rotational impacts here. Always, when there's a castle on the board, I like to talk about how it can be used very, very well. I mean, he's one of those operators where you can really change the flow of the map just because of the fact that he has those barricades. And if you're able to take out some of their soft breaching utility early on, it can actually become a huge problem for the attackers later on into the game if they're not able to clear out those barricades. But on the other side, if the barricade placement isn't super good, then it can become a bit of an issue.
This is actually very interesting. I've never seen this before. Only minted in sight, and he's almost not on site. And Ladon just moving in here.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting. They're pulling the trigger very quickly here. No one's on site. They're looking for a little bit of vertical play, but they have to realize that a direct attack could potentially be devastating here. They're not expecting it. They're expecting the sweep, and the sweep is not what they're getting right now. And Ladon might just be able to get in towards the site, and they're gonna find one at least. So this is quite a tempo advantage here for Ladon. If they can just hammer this one home, it might be doable for them. Very, very quick. I mean, they've got plenty of time to play with here.
Yeah, I wonder if Ladon actually, if they're aware that there's so little players on site. It's basically only mute and then castle slightly off. Oh, okay, there we go. Mystic has come back now.
Yeah, the rest of the squad will return as well. They realize the mistake here, or at least not the mistake, but they realize the situation, they adapt, they rotate on in, and they find one. So they are slowly shutting down, and Ladon haven't found that tempo that they wanted off the back of just initially pushing straight on into the site. At least Ash looking in the right direction. Mario could pick up the kill here if Mitch decides to peek it. Although, who knows, the gunfight could go either way. No one's peeking just yet, and some flashes now coming through. Mitch blinded. Mario trying to find an edge in towards the site. Not finding anything just yet, but there it is, the opener. Jaeger goes down, and now it's just the Mozzie and the castle left to hang on to site for as long as they can. 50 seconds left is all they need to cross that finish line once again and to get another round for themselves. And Ladon looking to dismantle that. Hopefully, they're able to execute it this time around. Otherwise, it'll be a little bit tragic. So there goes the diffuser. At least it's getting planted. This should come through for them, but now they just need to close it out. The castle taking a damage. He goes down. Now the Mozzie, last one left alive. Can he find the hits? Taking a lot of damage. It's a 1v2. He could still make this happen, but the Roni has got to find the heads, and it won't.
Yeah, Ladon doing very well there. Kind of realizing maybe the issues that that Regicide had on that site, and just kind of executing what they needed to do.
Yeah, the weird part about that entire setup was the fact that we had Ladon getting on very, very quickly into the site. They just sort of walked, and it seemed like Regicide wasn't really expecting that sort of a clear. They were maybe expecting a more floor-by-floor, and that's not what they got. And they had to react very quickly to that. And they realized by the time they had to get on there, they just had to rotate down as quickly as possible, just get onto the site. And they didn't win the gunfights. And, well, that's ultimately what lost in that round there. Ladon were able to find the kills. The Jaeger on the back wasn't able to find anything. No flank kills for him. So, yeah, it just became ultimately quite a difficult site to defend. But they've moved on up, heading onto the second floor this time around, which is, I think, the more traditional site to defend. Let's see if they can hold on to it this time. Alright, so let's have a look and see what is going on right now. Just a standard setup coming out here as they prepare the bomb site to defend, and Bandits smashing some windows and then just barricading them back up for fun.
I wonder if that's to prevent the window glass from breaking. I'm not sure.
Not sure why you'd want that, but yeah, that's definitely possible.
Less sound, I don't know, but also just barricading a random window again is a bit interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I guess not everything is hugely impactful. Maybe just thinking about doing a setup and then deciding against it. Who knows? Let's not overanalyze that one. Let's continue on and see how the attack is going here for Ladon as they're just moving in, getting that intel. Looking for some picks. Here comes the drone. Make sure they're not going to be walking blindly in towards the angles. Some of the glass is going to be smashed here. The the telltale sign that someone is out the window, and that's going to give off the cues for Regicide to peek, and they will do so. Take down the Hibana straight off the bat, which is quite a bit of util taken away from the side of Ladon. They're going to have to try and penetrate this one with one of their hard breaches down. They've still got the Thermite on the board at least, but it's got to do quite a bit of work here. And, well, Ladon, they only have one. They found one here, so at least Wamai is down. Now it's a 4v4, and they've got to do a whole lot of work. Just immediately flashed, banged out of existence here. But nothing found off the back of that just yet. And what is found is going to be Regicide finding another kill. The Thatcher goes down, which is another big one off the board. And Ladon taking picks one by one, just slowly becoming weaker and weaker. They got to find something back here.
This is an interesting little battle here between the Jaeger and the Thermite. I wonder who's going to win this one. Jaeger's a little bit preoccupied with the window as well behind him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of angles to watch. Hopefully, he'll find something here. You can see Sebi looking for the kills. Just holding the angles, pushing slowly up, encroaching on towards the site. It's going to see a whole bunch of bullets and it's just going to walk straight into them. Going to peek into the spray, and he goes down. Mitch picks that one up. The Jaeger 416C going to be coming out on top of that engagement. And now it's going to look like Ladon have a lot of work to do. They're going to find one, but they need to find a whole lot more. And, well, now it's just Mario left alone, 1v3. He has to find so many heads at the moment. He's on site, but he's got to find the kills. That's what needs to come through here for the Ash. It's definitely possible, but how many angles can you watch at once? It's not that many. Defenders going to pick up another round.
Yeah, as soon as Thermite dropped that diffuser in attic, it was a little bit of an uphill climb for Ladon there to try and edge out that round.
Yeah, so far 2-1 is the scoreline right now. Regicide got that one up at least. Ladon looking to equalize once again. Of course, going to be picking up a pretty standard setup on their side. The only difference really being the IQ instead of the Hibana that we usually see, although it might just be 6th picked out into the Hibana. Here's the IQ. Just hovering that 6th. Yeah, there's the Hibana. All right, so pretty much standard, same setup for them. Not going to be changing anything up. I honestly would have liked to see the IQ, but I guess at this stage, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. If your main problem is the refrags and the gunfights, that's really what Ladon should be focusing on at this point. Just trying to get those gunfights won and take that map control. Because they seem to be losing a couple of picks earlier on, and that makes the rest of the attack a little bit weaker. And yeah, you never really want to start off on the weaker foot, especially on the attacking side. You want as many advantages as possible, really.
Yeah, I know Kanye also said a day or two ago in one of the streams that losing a player very early on PC is a lot more of an uphill climb compared to console, because of the accuracy that the PC players have. Like, losing a player is a massive part, especially when it happens earlier in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, early on in the rounds, you know, you really don't want to lose players, and that's why spawn peaks can be very, very annoying as well. We see them come out sometimes, but not all too often in competitive play. But the reason that those can be very horrible is if you can't get any refrags off the back of that, there's nothing. There is absolutely nothing for you to get. I mean, if that insta peak comes in and you just leave, it's done. I mean, there's no refrag potential. There's no comeback potential. There's absolutely nothing that you can utilize to try and get something back for yourself. And I mean, when that's the case, it just becomes an absolute devastating start to the round. And that seems to be similar to what's going on here. I mean, Ladon, if they lose that first initial player, then things slow down. They're unsure how to really play it after that. And I mean, if Regicide at that point, after getting that first kill, start to play for trades, it's an easy win for them if they get it. So yeah, Ladon looking to try and find that foot that they needed, that foot in the door to make things work for them. Of course, slowly moving in towards that map and opening up the site a little bit, trying to get in there, trying to find those angles. But the question is, can they do it? Right now, they're a round down, and they need to equalize a little bit. So they're taking control of this side of the map here, looking to find that opening pick that's going to give them that signal to go ahead towards the site. Will they find it? Regicide playing a little bit passive here.
Yeah, it seems like they're going for a full west side take of the site.
Yeah. And the open onto Kaid at least is pretty good there. That's the first one up there. for them. They've got 4 players now to play with Regicide. 1 minute and 10 seconds about to hold on to the bomb site. But Ladon, this is the first time that they've got that advantage going their way and haven't lost it just yet. So this could be what they need to get that equalizer around here. Start to build some momentum going forward. There's a second one. Smoke going down. That's a big player off the board. That's a lot of utility denial taken away. In the meantime, though, Thatcher goes down, which is a big one at least. But the bomb should be able to go down here. This is a plant actually going to be denied, taken away straight off the board there. The Eldar going to be absolute thorn in the side of Ladon here. They're going to find themselves with 2, and suddenly what seemed like a decent round for Ladon has turned into an almost, well, a difficult one. It's a 3v2. They've got to find a lot of kills, and the Eldar seems to be what is stopping them from getting things done.
Yeah, this just got very difficult for them with only 20 seconds left. And Maestro there in the kitchen. This is going to be very difficult for them. Ooh, and they lose that player. Yeah, on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good, actually, good comeback there from Regicide. They were, I think, it was 5v3 there for a bit.
Yeah. It was 5v3. The Eldar pops 2, denies the plant. They find some more kills, and, well, another round, should I say, slips out of Ladon's hands. Not what they want, and definitely not the way to start things out for them. So they're not going to be too satisfied with that. Hopefully going to start picking things up a little bit and starting to get some momentum going, because otherwise it seems like Regicide are ready to run away with map 1.
Yeah, and an important thing is this is Ladon's map pick. So, but again, this whole week has given surprises to map picks, so let's see if today will follow the same trend.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems to be going that way. If the trend continues, it will certainly hold up at the moment. We'll see. Right now, the setup coming through, of course, once again for Regicide, looking to hold on to things. And yeah, they've been doing a pretty good job so far. And interesting to hear that they've picked up the Warden, which is traditionally not really considered one of the strongest operators really to utilize, you know. A lot of people don't think he's in a very decent spot. I mean, with the recent Ying changes, they think, okay, well, maybe Warden has a bit of a place, but Ying's been banned. So the Warden pick is a very interesting one. Maybe just anti-flash. And of course the shotgun as well. You can pick up the shotgun, flick on your glasses, use the shotgun to open up some walls, and of course the glasses to stop any of those flash grenades from just absolutely ruining your day. Because we did see that in one of the previous rounds. A whole bunch of flashbangs came through and really made it difficult to see what was going on. But I mean, really that was the last of Regicide's Warriors. They seem to be quite happy and comfortable with how things are at the moment. Even in a scenario where there are 2 players down and really losing control of the site, they could still make it work. So not sure how needed the Warden is, but he's going to be picked up anyway. So it's there on the board, and they've got some interesting operator choices actually. Of course, the Maestro, the Kaid, they've got the Jaeger, which is more standard in the Wamai as well. But I mean, it seems like they can just sort of pick out whatever is comfortable for them, and it seems to be working pretty decently. So the burden really is on Ladon here to make something happen.
Yeah, so we're already seeing Regicide changing their site control or site setup here with all 5 actually in or around the site, which is probably the better call based on the result they got on the site earlier.
Yeah, I mean, this is literally just a 1-for-1 response to how they see Ladon playing. They realize, okay, we were preparing for a Ladon clean sweep from top floor to bottom. That's not what we got, so they just adjusted immediately to that style. And, well, right now it's not exactly working out for them. It doesn't matter whether they've got 5 players or not on the site, because with Mario running in and getting the heads like that, it seems to be working out pretty well for him. He's taken 2 here down already. Mitch and Eerie have fallen, so it is a 3v5, but we've seen Regicide win these 3v5s. The Elder's still on the board. Mystic got that in hand, so if he's got anything to say about it, this might still go either way, which is a troubling thing to say, at least. So Ladon's still got a lot to prove here. They've got to find this round.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be difficult for them to come back from this 5v3, but they have done it before, so let's see if they can do that again.
Yeah, we certainly will see. Waiting waiting slowly to see what's going on here. Lots of explosions coming out, going to take the shield off the board, but the shotgun playing a cheeky angle on the floor here. Mystic has gone down, and the shotgun will find Edward, so that's a big one there. One down, and some more to go as they're going to be falling once again, and it looks like Ladon just aren't able to hold on. It doesn't matter how much of a man advantage they've got, they just cannot seem to find the ability to cross that finish line. At least the Alda's down, Mystic has fallen, but he could just be picked right on back up and cause a whole bunch of problems, and that is
Beautiful.
one hell
Wow.
of a swing right there. Regicide once again winning that clutch out, and this is a bit concerning for Ladon.
Yeah, they must be kicking themselves. 2 rounds in a row, being 5v3 up and not managing to close out the round. That just can't that can't be good for them mentally.
Yeah, that's definitely not what you want to see whatsoever. And I agree with you. Mentally, not the easiest to swallow either. You know, everything's going for you, and you'd expect. I mean, on paper, that was another win round for Ladon. A round that on paper they should have won, but didn't. And this is the second time or so that we've seen it happen this game, on their map pick nonetheless. So definitely continuing on the crazy trend of teams really not doing so well in the map picks. And I mean, Regicide, they just seem to know what's going on, and at the end of the day, when it comes down to those clutch scenarios, when they're on the back foot, they seem to be able to win it out, which is once again slightly concerning here, because if Ladon have all the cards in their hand and, you know, they have the perfect poker face and they're not able to win it even off the back of that, then yeah, something is definitely falling short here.
Yeah, and actually quite funny enough, us questioning that Warden pick and Warden coming in to help clutch that round out.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a commentator's curse right there.
Yeah, it happens every time. It really does. You know, you call something out and you're like, yeah, this is not really the strongest possible pick. And they just come back and they do something crazy with it. And you're like, yeah, I guess I have to eat my words. We saw it I think it was yesterday, where either that or the day before, I was talking about the castle pick, and I said, you know, the castle weapon, not the strongest gun in the game, you know, so if you fail at the castle barricades, then it can become a bit of a downfall for you, and then the castle just go ahead and 1v3 clutches and makes me eat my words. So it happens all the time. But what I definitely like to see happen here is me saying, you know, Ladon looking a little bit worse for wear here on this map, and then suddenly they come back and find the rounds and clutch it out and win it. That would be something to see right here. So let's see exactly if that happens or not. Let's see how this plays out. We're still right in the beginning of the 5th round here, and Ladon desperately need to find a couple on the board for themselves. Otherwise, they're going to be in the second half with a little bit of a worrisome scoreline, to say the least.
Yeah, this is definitely not the scoreline you want to look at, being your map pick and 4-1 down. So, yeah, Ladon, they're just going to have to try and make this a 4-2 split and take it from there.
Yeah. It could be enough for them. I mean, the 4-2 split, not so bad, especially on that attacking half. You know, it definitely still gives you a bit of room to play with, but it's not much. It really, really isn't. I mean, when you're 2 rounds away from match point, you have a lot of work to do. So we'll see if they can make it happen.
This could work. Well done, man. Well done.
A cheeky P comes out there, really
double
clutch,
kill.
find a second one as well. Wow, they're just really not making this easy for Ladon, are they? Flawless round.
That happened really quickly. And
Yeah, I mean,
missed it.
That's concerning right there. 5-1, not the way you want to end off a half.
Yeah, and Mystic 10 for 2. Wow, this man, he is fragging out.
Yeah, and I mean the big part about this for me is that, you know, Ladon definitely not an incapable team. We've seen them do some big things in the past over a few tournaments, but I mean, I definitely know they have the potential to be able to put the rounds on the board that they need, but they're just not finding it. Something seems to be falling short for them, while other teams seem to be just stepping it up just that much to be able to close things out time and again, win out the clutches, not give Ladon any chance to breathe here. I mean, that previous round, the round to end off the half, so quick. I mean, just immediate quick peeks out the window, finds one, finds a second. Everyone's just falling. There's no refrags. No one's getting any edgeways in towards the site. I mean, Ladon barely made it into the map before they lost that one. So, yeah, the pace of this game really switched up incredibly. 5 rounds strung together for Regicide as they end off the half, and now they're on the defending side. So Ladon could potentially hold on to this one, but they've got so much work to do. They have to string 4 back-to-back rounds to stop Regicide from getting that match point.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see their strategy on defense, because that's really where you show your quality on your map pick, is on your defenses, because it's where you can dominate the game and the attackers will just have to adopt around your strategy. And let's see how they kind of set up their defense.
Yeah, let's wait and see if the Ladon defense is going to be strong enough to repel Regicide, who have so far been quite a force to reckon with for Ladon. They haven't really been able to respond, but this time they're on the defending side. They have the chance to hold on. They have the chance to repel the attack here, but can it come out? So far, Regicide have got a pretty good tempo going here. They're starting to open up the sides, just slowly clearing it out to much more traditional clear as well, top to bottom. Can they find the kills that they need, though? Definitely not impossible. We've seen Regicide find plenty of kills before, so it really does lie in the hands of Ladon to make this happen.
Interesting to see they have no entry denial, no mute, Kayid, or bandit. Actually,
Yeah.
on the lineup, opening up the walls, well, not even really a difficult task at all.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. No tricking potential whatsoever. They're relying completely on the mirror, which of course was left up, the smoke, which can definitely buy out the time, and the ADSs from Jaeger to make something happen. Of course, that Meister with the Elder and those Evil Eyes, but smoke going down, the first one to fall, absolutely not what you want to see. That smoke becomes exponentially more useful as the time goes on, and that's definitely not what you want to see. And Rich going to flash himself, but nothing going to happen to him just yet. Now the shots come through, and finally one goes down. That's the Yana to fall. Not the most traditional operator pick ever, and not coming out clutch for them at this point. But it's only a 1-for-1, and Regicide have won something a lot more difficult than this. So really still a lot of work to do for Ladon. They have to repel this attack. Can they make it happen is the question. The defuse are getting taunted there. And the shots come through, though. Yes, they will. The Thermite gets taken down, so that's a big pick to find for Ladon. They could definitely make this happen. They find another. One goes down, though. This could definitely be doable. It's just the Zofia left alive to try and clutch this out for Regicide. This is a good start for Ladon.
Yeah, I highly doubt that Minted will be able to clutch out this round. I think he might just sit here behind Van, maybe just reevaluate that round and try and come back stronger the next. Well, he's actually making his way up now. But Jaeger, he might just go for the flank here.
Yeah, they've got the potential to hold all these angles here. They should not let anyone through, but Minted's going to find the first. He will be taken down, though. So that is finally a round going the way of Ladon, looking a little bit stronger here on the defense side. They pick up a second round for themselves, but they've still got a hell of a lot of work to do. They have to find a couple more rounds to stop Regicide from getting that match point. As soon as Regicide sit on that 6, they are under some serious pressure to get that evening score and to try and take to overtime. Because right now it's still 5-2. They're 3 rounds behind. They need to find 3 more rounds to be able to even things out. At least they're looking a little bit stronger here on defense.
Yeah, it's definitely what they definitely wanted to start out on a win with their first defensive round. It's just going to boost their confidence on their defense, and hopefully they can just follow that up with the next round.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do that. Of course, heading down to that basement, see if they can hold off the attack from Regicide. Once again, looks like Regicide going to be picking up the Yana. Didn't really work out for them last time, but I can see the appeal. Definitely a nice kit in terms of weaponry, and then the gadget, pretty useful as well. You can gather that information, but you can also play a little bit of mind games with your opponent, so definitely I could see the potential in that operator as well. They're picking up the IQ this time as well, potentially to clear out some of the util, but I think the most interesting thing in terms of operator choices here is going to be that clash coming out for Ladon.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna play. I always forget the name of this room. What is this room called again? Do you know?
No. I must say I have absolutely no clue. The new changes to the map have left me somewhat disinterested in this particular map. I must admit.
No, I always find myself forgetting the name of that room. But we'll probably see Clash holding that room, most likely behind that shield, helping out maybe the smoke.
Yeah. Definitely going to be interesting how she's utilized, because obviously, once again, those shield ops are very much a hit or miss. The Monty is a hit or miss, and so is the Clash. Definitely one of those operators that can potentially become completely useless, especially if she gets taken out early. But speaking of taken out early, we're going to see Minted go down early. The Zofia, last one left in the previous round, now going to be the first one to go out, and NZY going to find another one. So Jaeger gets a kill onto the IQ and finds a third as well.
A
Ladon looking
triple.
a lot stronger here on the defense.
Wow. Eventually gets killed out, but getting a 3k. It's a 2v4 with still a minute and 45 seconds left.
Yeah, that's a great way to
Oh!
what a
What?
nitrate cell. What is going on? What was that?
The radius on that. Wow, that was that's one way to end off a round.
Well then, all right. Okay, cool. I guess that's one way to close out a round. Explosions hashtag have been fixed, boys.
Ladon's back, that's for sure. Ladon has stomped the authority on defense.
Yeah, the question is, can they continue it though? 3 rounds on the board, they've still got 2 more to get, so they're gonna have to find some 3Ks and some nitrous double Ks there to continue their streaking. Otherwise, they might just be in for a bit of trouble. Luckily, their second half has been so much stronger, and it looks like Regicide has yet to find their footing here on the attacking side. So they're going to be looking to try and do that here. As well, we found ourselves in that first floor kitchen defense here. Let's see if Ladon can continue the streak. Going to be picking up the castle as well, so looking to just barricade a couple of entranceways and hopefully control a little bit of the map. Make sure that they've got that going for themselves, and certainly don't blame them. That control working out pretty decently for them, with the Jaeger being able to just go ham in that previous round, and looking to maybe allow that to happen again. We'll see.
Oh, so it seems like they're going to have a very good and strong upstairs hold here. This is definitely very vital to hold upstairs as long as possible with this site.
Yeah. Yeah, denying that vertical play is a very big part of holding on to site as long as possible, and you don't really even want to go for the gunfights as well. You can maybe just tap off a few shots or whatever and rotate back, and the whole point of it is just to delay time. And we've seen Regicide do the top floor down clears a lot, so definitely can expect that. And while they're even expecting this from the Sledge, because of course they've got that hallway defense, they've got the shield up there, and they're stopping Sledge from finding anything just yet as Regicide start their attack run towards the site, looking to get on in. Haven't found anything just yet, but they've still got plenty of time to play with. Neeks are going to get taken off the board there, so that's a good start for them. Regicide can definitely still make this happen here. They've got the kills working for them in the time to make it happen. Looking to open up the floors, or also open up the walls as well, looking to get some angles in towards the site. Can they find the rest of the kills that they need, though, is the question. Ladon have been pretty successful so far with being able to hold on to these bomb sites. Now here comes Edward with the Aldar, looking for any picks, and there it is. He finds the one. So the 1-for-1 is back, and oh, the Sledge goes down as well. So it's a 4v3.
Ooh, gets shot from the side there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Minton is in sight.
Yeah. Minton's just right sitting there in towards the site. 3v3. Getting the bomb down is Mystic, trying to get that plant, and it isn't getting denied just yet, but They're going to have to play these post plants really well. 3v3. Ladon have a habit of winning these, but can it be done this time around? The castle is going to fall. That's going to make things difficult. Jaeger and Meister now need to hold on 2v3. They've got to find these heads very quickly. The time is slowly ticking away, and well, there goes another one. Edward has to do absolutely everything. The Elder finds one, but he has to find two more if he wants to clutch this out to get that defuse. There's the one, and he's not going to find it. He goes down, and Regicide, that's match point for them.
Yeah, definitely seeing that match point at the top of your screen does play a bit of a mental factor, knowing that there is no room for error. If you lose this, that is a map loss. So let's see if Ladon can kind of deal with that little bit added pressure and see if they can string together a couple of defensive rounds.
Yeah, I mean, definitely there was very little room for error before, but now there is absolutely none. No chances for error, no chances for mistakes, no chances for failure at all for Ladon. They've got to make it work for 3 rounds in a row, back to back. Otherwise, they lose map 1. So we'll see if they can do it. We'll see if they can make it happen. Looks like they're going to be opting for the Valkyrie instead of the Mute this time around as they head for the basement. Oh, was that the basement defense? Second floor defense? Second floor defense. Yeah, so we'll see if they can make this happen. I think the Valkyrie definitely could be pretty useful. The information can come in quite clutch, and can definitely play off the back of that if they manage to play off the back of that. Right now, Regicide looking to close things out. They finally found that round they were looking for to bring them to the match point, and now they just need one more.
Yeah, and again, opting to not take any denial, a mute, or actually CR6 picking off of that mute. I'm not sure. I would probably myself prefer having an entry denial or a breach denial, because it just makes it a little bit too easy for the attackers to open up the walls.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting decision here to play in this particular way, but I mean, still warranted if they can make it work. Of course, playing around those mirror windows, they've got the My Jaeger combo to try and deny all of that utility. They've got the Valkyrie to gather all the information, as well as the Maestro to anchor towards the site, get the information, maybe do a bit of tickle damage with those zappers, and hopefully hold on as long as possible is the goal here for this lineup. But well, the question is, can they make it happen? Right now, you can see Mira just utilizing those windows, checking, seeing the drones come through. No one's down just yet. They're just looking for something. Mitch charging on in towards the side on that Ash. Moving up, looking for the frags. Who's going to find it, though? We'll see. Lots of damage done to Edward, which is a bit of a problem because you want the Maestro alive as long as possible. Super clutch if he's got that late anchor. But now with low HP, he's definitely got to play safe here. And now, Ladon with the health disadvantage slightly. Still could swing either way. It's a 5v5, but that time is ticking. They've got to find those entries right now, and here come the shots from Ladon. They're stopping Mitch right in his tracks. Could be finding that opening kill, making it a little bit easier, a little bit more room to breathe. Regicide, if they want this round, they're going to have to work for it.
Devon trying to spot the Valkyrie roaming downstairs, but just unable to find him at the moment.
Well, here come the return fire. Shots onto Mario. So he goes down, and wow, a nice shot coming out there from the IQ. It's not going to be enough to save him for another one, though. So we find ourselves in a 2v3. Make that a 2v2 as the shots come through, and now the Nitrous Cell going to miss. The mirror goes down. That's not the way you want to go out, and now the bomb can get planted. It's just the Jaeger to try and clutch this out. It's still doable. There's the one. Just needs to find one more. 1v1 in health advantage. This is still doable. Ladon can win this out.
Not sure he knows where he is. That Ladon gets another defensive round, taking us to 6-4.
Yeah, it was so important for them to find that one, and the Jaeger just making sure that he closed that one out, just found the kill that he needed to find. Keep Ladon Esports in the game for that much longer, but once again, they're still teetering on that knife's edge. They've got to string another 2 rounds together to even things out, and that's still plenty of room for Regicide to just squeeze in that final one.
Yeah, Mystic sitting on 13 for 5 now. He's still continuing his fragging fest. But Sebi being 0 for 8. But he has been playing Clash, so providing just that support for his team is just as valuable.
Yeah. Let's see if it comes out valuable this time around as well. As we head back towards that basement, looking to just close out another one for them, just secure another round so they get closer to that evening things out. 6 rounds is what they're looking for. 4 rounds is what they've got. This could be the 5th one for them if they manage to hold on. Right now, we're seeing pretty standard lineup from both sides. From what we've seen in the past couple of rounds, things have been pretty close, but Ladon has managed to claw their way back into relevancy here on map 1. It's still doable for them, but they've been making it less and less difficult every round that they get. Crossing the finish line is the goal at this point. If they can do that, they will be able to have the chance at taking the win here on map 1. Right now, Regicide going to be starting their attack, slowly just getting in towards that site, looking to see if any peeks come their way. Starting to take that map control right now. Ladon just looking to defend the site. They don't really care about the rest of it. They're like, yeah, it's fine. We're just going to sit here on the site. We're going to let one of our players move around, see what he can see. But ultimately, we're going to try and hang on to this the site as long as possible. Ooh, 2 players standing right next to one another. Across the wall. Jaeger, IQ, hugging the wall.
Seems like they're aware of his position. Ooh, Flash has come out and gets killed. And that is the only roamer down.
Yeah. The only roamer down, the rest of them site defenders, and now it's all but secured for the rest of the map for Regicide. They can start making their way down. At least the IQ goes down as well. Taken off the board there, but it's still a 4v4, so Ladon's still got to hold on for that much longer. Luckily, the Clash is still alive, so could potentially be a big player here in stopping the movements from Regicide, but they've definitely spotted her out. They know she's on the board. They know she's playing in this area. If they can clean her out, this might just be doable for them.
Ooh. But smoke... Oh, never mind. That was not smoke. It's mute. There we go. Yeah, up with the flank. Getting 1 kill there, just exiting. Gonna try and get the second, but gets killed out there. Clash.
Yeah, immediately double peaked.
Yeah, Clash still being an annoyance for the attacking team there. But now it's only Smoke and Clash left. 3v2.
Yeah, being an annoyance, but need to be a little more than an annoyance to close this one out in a 2v3. Minted at least low on HP. Mitch going to be planting that diffuser. Looks like it won't be denied, and there goes the 1. So now there's a lot of work to do for just the Clash, and that's a really tall order. I mean, the Clash, you've got a giant shield, and if you whip out your sidearm, it's got a lot of recoil. You've got nothing protecting your face. You've got to find these heads very quickly. You're going to be trying to pre-fire the round, but just won't make it happen. Regicide, they will make it happen. They will close that round out. They will close out map 1, and, well, they've got it.
Yeah, no, that was a good game there from Regicide. They went ahead by quite a margin in the beginning, and Ladon almost brought it back there, actually, getting a few rounds back to back, but then Regicide just deciding, no, this is our game, and we're gonna take this map.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, not the way you want to start things out on your map pick. Obviously, you want things a little bit better for you in the beginning, and, well, that lack of rounds for Ladon is really what cost them. I mean, they had a really good second half, and they could have definitely closed that one out a little bit better, but they started on the attacking side, and they didn't get the rounds they needed. And ultimately, it came back to bite them. They didn't have as much wiggle room, and, well, you saw how that one played out. So, yeah, well played to Regicide for taking the map 1. Of course, we will be heading on to map 2 just after a short break, so don't go anywhere. Thanks for tuning in so far. We'll see you in just a bit for map 2.
Yeah, check you guys shortly.
told me when I was young, don't play with fire, be careful, son. But we were flames and fell in love. We burnt the cities down, down. The fire was you the sun. You won't be lonely if you fall in love, over and over again and again.
Hello there. Okay, I think we're live. Let's go. We're starting off with map 2 after that nice start out of map 1. Very interesting. It started out very, very one-sided, and then Ladon made a huge comeback against Regicide. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to clutch out the map for them, so Regicide did, of course, take that map 1, and now we head off in towards map 2, which is, of course, going to be Cafe Dostoevsky, which is a very interesting map to say the least. Definitely lots of fun to watch. So we're just going to be jumping straight on into that one to see if Ladon can make this happen. Of course, they do need to win this map if they want to take it to a map 3 for a potential to get that overall dub. Let's see if they can make it happen, or if Regicide are going to walk away with this one too. We will see. We will see. So yeah, thanks for tuning into the Meraki Major final quarterfinals. The final quarterfinals. Yes, the last quarterfinals here for the time being and for the evening. So we're just going to get into it. The banning phase, Thatcher going to be taken off the board straight away. Definitely no surprise there whatsoever.
Yeah, I think Thatcher is pretty much a basic ban for almost every map, it seems. Even after his kind of rework with how his throwables work and how it affects gadgets, they still ban him in every game almost.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely one that you see getting taken off every single time. And I mean, the fact of the matter is, in my opinion, I think seeing that Thatcher is consistently being taken off the board, and the fact that even after the rework, he's still being taken off the board, I want to see more Kali strats. But with that being said and done, of course, the Monty being taken off as well, no one wants to deal with him, so he just gets absolutely banned out of existence. And then, of course, the Mira Echo coming out, a pretty standard pair of bans that we usually see, or that we've seen quite often in the past. Obviously, the Mira, lots and lots of pressure was left up in the previous one. Not too much worry about that. But this time around, definitely don't want to keep her up. And of course, the Echo just taking that one off, just making sure that there's no nuisance, no invisible drones to stop your defused plants. And well, we're going to be heading into round 1 with Ladon, of course, on that defense once again.
Yeah, that clash being 6-pick quickly to Goyo. Yeah, I'm wondering if they realize that clash plays didn't really pan out the way they wanted in Oregon? Yes, at Oregon. So maybe just opting to try something else with the Goyo.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely see if that works out for them. I think the Goya is a lot more of a standard pick, a lot more reliable in terms of that provisional utility that he can offer. Definitely a lot better. Just the shields popping down offer so much more. The clash, definitely a little bit more niche. You have to use them in very specific situations, and you know, if you fail to utilize what she's got to offer, then she just becomes more of a bit of a liability because well, the only option she has is to pull out that sidearm and hoping that she can hit those heads, which of course is a lot more difficult. We'll see how it pans out this time around. Obviously, no clash on the board for them. They have opted for that Goya, as we said, and the rest of the operators pretty standard as well. They've got the Wamai to assist the Goya. They've got the ADS from the Jaeger as well to do just that. The smoke to bait things out, to slow down the pushes, and well, we'll see if Regicide can start things off with their attacking side. The previous map wasn't as strong as their defense. Let's see if they can switch that up. Let's see if they can pick up some pace here in Cafe.
I see there is a bit of server lag, it seems like it. I'm wondering if they are past the 30-second mark for a rehost, so they'll have to finish off this round, and we'll see if they leave in the next round for a rehost.
Yeah, so we'll see. Right now, of course, we're just gonna have to look and see how this particular round pans out. No one's gone down just yet, and Regicide are looking in towards the bomb side, looking to crack it open, looking to make their way on in, and Ladon have got to find them. Got to stop them from moving in. Mystic is here, pushing very, very close towards site with the rest of Regicide. They're moving close, but Mai's taking quite a bit of damage as well. Jaeger on the roam trying to get something happening. The Nitrous won't connect, but what will connect is the shots on towards Nixtro. He goes down, and that's the Mute taken off the board there. Devon, on the other hand, very, very low. The Yana could fall at any second right now, so the HP is very shaky on both sides right now. The Yana very low, and the Wamai taking a little bit of damage as well. We'll see if Ladon can hold on for the time being. Got to find quite a number of kills here. Regicide looking pretty strong in terms of man counts. If they play for trades, they could be good. Looking to crack into the site. Here they come. Mystic goes down. The shot's coming through. The Jaeger's the next to fall. Everyone's going down now. Losing player by player. Ladon now on the back foot. They've got 3 against Regicide's 4 as that diffuser starts to get planted. They have to try and make something happen here. Mario's going to find 1 at least, but he's got to find a whole lot more. Mitch just on the outside as well. Sebi moving in, and so is Edward. Edward's got to find this one. Here comes a shot. Lots of players falling, and Devon's down, but not out just yet. Still a 2v2, though. Devon getting picked up makes it a 2v3. So many players have to be found here. Can Mitch do it? There goes Edward. Now it's on to Mario to try and make it happen, and it just can't happen.
Yeah, good kill there to close off the round.
Yeah, very quick. Just instantly moves off, finds the head, and takes him down. Yeah, well, once again, Ladon going to find themselves with that first round taken away from them. But the difference in this time around is that they're on the defense, which was their strongest side in the previous map and potentially could be their strongest side here. But if this is the way they start things out, it could be a very shaky match for them. Hopefully they can find their footing quite soon. Otherwise, Regicide might just start this out strongly once again.
Actually, interesting that they went for that middle side pick as their first pick. Going upstairs now, a little bit more of the default pick and maybe the safer pick, but maybe they just tried something new, something maybe to throw off the opposition. But also the PC side of things, they actually enjoy playing that middle floor, unlike the more of the console side of competition.
Yeah, definitely when it comes to this particular site, you know, I usually say that probably kitchen is one of the more safe sites. A lot of teams like to go in towards the second floor looking for, you know, maybe reading, fireplace, but I definitely think kitchen's a little bit more underrated. That's somewhere where I like to see players go. Although this time around, obviously not going to be the priority. Third floor is the general sort of site choice for a lot of teams. Definitely one of the nicer ones to defend. Whether it works out or not, though, that's another question entirely. We'll see if it works out for them here. Could certainly make it happen, but they've got to make sure that they find those picks, that they stop the push from Regicide.
Bomb located by attackers.
Got to take that map control. Got to waste as much of the attacker's time as possible. Because this game is got many layers. It's not just the kills, it's also the time. The mind games. Strategies that you put on the board. Oh. Yeah, you're gonna miss the drone, so information will be gathered for Regicide. Finally it goes down, but they have some information to work with here. Could potentially find something. Ash now starting to open up that ceiling or the floor of the bomb site. Trying to get those angles in. Iana also looking for the information with the relative safety of her gadget there. Slowly they're finding all the information they need, but they need to find the kills, and they're going to start it off with a lot of damage onto Sebi, which is quite important. And the Jaeger goes down as well. That's huge. Now they can start moving in. They've got the pick that they need, but the instant trade comes through as well. Thermite going to fall. 4v4 is the man count right now, but Regicide still have a bit of tempo to work with. Still make this happen. Shots coming through. Haven't found anything else just yet, but definitely Ladon hitting the decks, trying to find something. Mitch going to be down on the floor. Nixer finds Devon. That's a big one. 4v3 now. 1 minute left on the clock. It's Sophia, Ash, and Gridlock to try and lock out the round with 1 minute left. Time is slowly ticking away. Ladon can just hold on to this one. They will be able to take the round. It could be doable. Nixer goes down. Lots of damage done to Minted. But he's still alive. This could cause a bit of a problem. still have yet to find something. The numbers are ticking down. They've got to make something happen relatively soon. Diffuser's starting to get planted. Smoke, trying to smoke out the plant as well, but misses the canister. Is going to finally find the tick damage that's necessary, and now Mitch is the last one, and he won't even get a chance. Ladon, they do manage to close it out.
Yeah, no, good work there closing off that defensive round. Still just on the edge about this rehost though. I myself, I'm experiencing some server lag. We'll see if the players will call it, but seems like the players only experience server lag as the round starts, not really much after that. So seems like they are gonna keep on playing.
Yeah, no complaints just yet, so we must go on. And go on we will. Kaid going to be 6th picked away from the Maestro this time around for Ladon as they head towards Kitchen, which is the site that I was talking about earlier. Definitely one of those sites that I think is slightly underrated. Very nice to see come out. If the defense can hold on to this one, it's going to be nice to see. It is one of my preferred sites as well on this particular map. For some reason, I enjoy playing here. Don't know why.
Yeah, I'm also a fan myself of Cafe. It's quite a fun map to play.
Yep, certainly is. Certainly is. And we'll see if they can have a little bit of fun here, trying to defend the kitchen, of course. Okay, making sure those reinforcements come through, and Kaid making sure to just electrify those hard reinforcements as well to make it as difficult as possible for them to make their way on in. Now just setting up that bomb site, reinforcing the walls, setting themselves up, and hopefully being able to repel the attacks on rotation holes being made. So some very good, clean setups here from Ladon, but is that setup going to translate into a win? Well, we're about to find out now as Regicide slowly just checking things out, moving on up towards the map, looking for the information, looking for the picks before they start to get in towards the site.
Now it looks like they're going to do a full upstairs clear and kind of work downwards towards kitchen.
Yeah,
Definitely
the more traditional way to clear this map out.
Yeah, just eliminating all that roam presence, and eventually when you do get to the bottom, you know no one's going to attack you from above.
Yeah, much more solid way to take the site. Vertical clearing from top to bottom. They're going to start on that 3rd floor. Not much presence there for Ladon, though, of course. All their players down here towards the 1st floor, surrounding kitchen. So no resistance so far is going to be met. Regicide can just push on down to the 2nd floor, start to clear that out as well, and move down once again. So they should be able to take quick control and start to move in, and that's what they're doing, moving down bit by bit. Cleared that 3rd floor, moved down to the 2nd floor now, starting to look for a little bit of vertical play as well. Potentially some shots to come through. Can they find the picks? The time is slowly running out. Of course, that is the cost of a full vertical clear. It does take a little bit more time, but it usually pays off in the fact that you have all the pressure and you can start really picking apart that defense, really start to play with them because you have that map control to work with. Lots and lots of freedom. Ladon just happy to play back on towards the site, and that's going to pay off for them a little bit. Damage done, but it is the Yana drone, which is going to mean that they have the information and at no cost. Now that Kaid is a little bit trapped, and here comes the first one. Kaid goes down. He was just absolutely cornered in that box. Really a kill box as soon as Yana saw him coming through there. Another one going to be taken out as well. One by one, Ladon are losing the players. Finally, they find one back, though. The Yana falls, but it's still a 3v4. He's got to make a lot of work happen here. There goes the Wamai. He's getting hit as well. He gets taken down. It's the Goyo and the Jaeger on very low HP to make this happen. Can they find the shots? They need to find 4 heads. Lots of players to take down. The time is ticking away, though. Very few seconds left to play with. Diffuser getting planted here. It will be able to go down, and the attackers will take the round with a clean sweep there, just taking those last couple of kills.
Yeah, Regicide doing a really good job there, clearing the 2 floors above objective really quickly. Drone work really paying off there. Quickly realizing that there's no one above site and just taking that vertical play.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Regicide, pretty standard clear for them, just going from top to bottom, making sure they're doing what they need to do. They cleared it out. There was no presence there from Ladon whatsoever, so they made sure to just pick up the pace a bit, get on towards the bomb site, and well, once they found themselves there, it was just a matter of being able to pick apart that defense, and pick apart they did. Ladon weren't able to hold on, and now we head back to kitchen. Ladon feeling confident that they can switch things up, and I hope what the switch up is a little bit more presence across the map. What I usually like to see is once the setup has come through on the site, you could sort of move off and take a little bit more map control. And even though you don't really fight for it, you don't commit for it, which is, you don't need to commit for it. There's nothing to play for. You're just playing the time, because one of the things that I saw there at the end was Regicide didn't have that much time to work with. It was slowly running out. Sure, they started to get the diffuser down, but that time could have been way stretched out if Ladon had had any presence on any one of the floors. I mean, even if they had just shown themselves, put a couple of shots and maybe done a bit of challenging, but fallen back immediately, that would have just delayed the push from Regicide for a couple of precious seconds, which would have made it a lot more easy to fall back to the site and play time.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the risks you take for doing a top to bottom roam clear, is that time factor. Like we always say, there are two opponents. It's the enemy and the time, or the clock. So, it's a very risky kind of move trying to clear from top to bottom. But if your drone works on point and your face checking is there, then you should be able to pull it off.
Yeah, should be able to pull it off indeed, and we'll see if Ladon can pull off the defense here in kitchen once again. Regicide having a successful time of it last time. Now Ladon have to switch things up just a little bit, try and find something for themselves. An opening pick would do them well, otherwise they'd need to play a whole lot of time, and, well, doesn't seem to be what they're going for here once again. Regicide moving their way through the map quickly this time, making sure not to waste any unnecessary time, as they've understood Ladon's playstyle at this point. They've understood that they don't really have presence around the rest of the map, so it's basically free control for Regicide. And hopefully Ladon have a response for that, because once you give your enemy free control, you need to make something happen. An instant trade comes through, the Jaeger goes down, but so does the Thermite. Some shots need to come through now. 4v4. Still lots of time to work with here, but no one's got the upper foot just yet.
Yeah, that was always going to be a difficult place to hold.
Yeah. Kaid doesn't come out on top of that one. Just like last time, really not able to hold on to that particular area. It becomes very, very difficult when you get pressured from all sides. And now Ladon once again find themselves a couple of players down and need to make a lot happen as Regicide slowly start encroaching towards the site, looking for those picks. Got the pressure on, but can they find the rest? The kills should be relatively easy. 3v4, even if they play for trades, it's still a win for them. And the double B can come through. Wamai finds one.
Devon with the triple kill.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a thorn in the side once again. They're just not able to find the kills here. Ladon,
well,
so difficult for them, and now
on
they just
the ace.
right.
Wow.
Yeah.
He should see his foot there. Oh, but gets fragged out before. And that's another round for Regicide.
Yeah, it is exactly that. And I mean, at this point, Regicide really they've been giving a lot of liberties here. Ladon, they let them have the top floor, they let them have the second floor, they let them have the site even. I mean, Regicide basically just walking into it, plopping that bomb down and really starting to put the pressure on, and that's really concerning here. 3-1 is the scoreline at the moment. Regicide with quite the advantage here and looking to do that once again. But the question is, can Ladon claw their way back in, because they almost made it in that first map, but they just weren't able to cross the finish line. And this time around, they're looking to be in a similar situation.
Yeah, they're putting themselves on the back foot yet again. They're gonna have to pull a bit of a comeback to try and claw this map back.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not in the greatest position. You definitely don't want to be giving Regicide anything for free, but free is what they're getting a lot of stuff for, and definitely not the way you want things to work out. Sebi, you're just going to be making sure he places his shields in the perfect position. The rest of the side setup going through as well. We'll see if Ladon can make this happen. I mean, really, things are looking, well, worrisome for them at this point.
Yeah, they played this site well the previous time they played it, so let's see if they can replicate that.
Yep, that's exactly what they're going to have to do because they don't really have much of a choice at this stage. 2 rounds behind Regicide. Going to have to find something for themselves, at least. If it can be on this particular bomb site, then so be it. Got to make it happen. Room for error, the margin for error just slowly closing bit by bit, getting smaller and smaller. And I think if Regicide are able to close this half out with the same strength that they did in the previous one, I don't think Ladon are going to have the same opportunity for comeback. And this time around, they're going to be opening things up strongly as well. The Jaeger the first to fall, which is definitely not what you want to see for a team that's got to find so many rounds, got to find that comeback. Things are becoming difficult. Now Ladon have a lot to show here. They've got to hold off on this attack from Regicide for as long as possible. Of course, on that 3rd floor, they are just able to put up as much defensive showing as possible. Drone work coming out from Regicide to start getting that information. It's going to be enough, though. Certainly could be. They've got the man advantage, and
This poor Mai.
yeah, Sophia making his life a bit miserable. A little bit of a pressure window there for Ladon in towards Cigar, but right now Mint are just playing with it, trying to find the head yet. You can see Sebi just taking so much damage. The Goyo just not feeling it at all, playing in the freezer. They're just not having a good time. Goes down as well. 3v5 at this point. Make that a 2v5 as another one goes down to the hands of Sophia. Now we just got Mario and Edward last left alive to try and stop this from happening. The smoke nades come down, but it's not enough. What's in the canister? It doesn't matter because the bomb is still down. The diffuser's been planted, and it's just the SMG-11 for him to try and make this happen. Can he do it? 1v5. It's almost impossible. He's got to find 5 heads, and it's just not doable.
Well, it was almost an impossible situation he found himself in there, 1v5. Yeah, that round just did not go Ladon's way.
Yeah, from start to finish, basically, just not their game, not their round, and it's going to go the way of Regicide once again. 4-1 is the scoreline currently, and Regicide looking to make that a 5-1 again, like the previous map. And like I said, if that is the case, I'm not sure if Ladon are going to have the same luxuries as they did to try and come back as the previous one, because they will be on the attacking side in the next half.
Yeah, that plays a massive factor. Being on defense, you have that level of control, but being on attack, you don't. It's pretty much that simple. So it's going to be very difficult trying to pull it back on attack.
Yeah, your attacking strategies and setups really got to be on point. You've got to find, and I mean, this is actually one thing that a lot of teams do fall short on the attacking side, is when you have a plan in mind and it doesn't go according to plan, it doesn't happen. You've got to be able to adapt. You've got to be able to fall off and try something else. You know, there has to be a backup plan, a plan B, basically. And a lot of the times, players don't have that. Teams don't have that. You know, they falter on the initial plan and then not too sure how to respond when it doesn't work, not too sure what to do after that. You see it quite often. And, well, we'll see if we see it here, but basically, at the end of the day, the attacking half is a little bit more difficult, so a little bit less room to make the comeback, and of course, that's not what Ladon's looking for. Ladon's looking for as many advantages as possible, and right now, they're being given absolutely none.
Ooh, the Jaeger almost gets caught out there. That was just managed to escape that gunfight.
Yeah, right now he's got to find something. Looking for another, but can't find the kill on the staircase, and that's a little devastating for them because that opener would have been so big if they had found something. Of course, the Yana drone now just scouting things out. So, nope, that was actually Yana herself, so he's actually going to be putting the damage in there. And
He fooled me.
Surprise.
Wow.
He fooled me. I fooled myself. I fooled you. I fooled probably everyone watching there. But yeah, no, that's the real one there, and he's going to be putting in the bullets. You can definitely feel the damage Smoke certainly has, and now Ladon find themselves in 4v5 once again. The time slowly running out, but there's still plenty to play with for Regicide, and they've started things out strong.
Located by attackers.
Oh, I almost said the fake Kiana getting intel for his team, but rather finding heads.
Yeah, that is the joy of the Iana plays mind games with not only the enemy players, but also the people watching the game, especially me. 4v5. Can Ladon make this happen? A little bit of damage done to Sophia and a little bit done to Hibana, but another shot comes out for Regicide, and this is just looking less and less doable as time progresses, as things happen. Ladon just falling one by one. 2 players left and very low on HP for the Wamai. He goes down. Now it's just Maestro with the Aula to kill 5, and once again, I'm not sure if this is even doable.
Wow.
No, it's not. They answer my question very quickly. Flawless round for Regicide.
Yeah, these past two rounds just it was not the best 2 rounds for Ladon.
Yeah, definitely not the best 2 rounds, and now they switch it over. Regicide get the defense, Ladon have the attack. They've got a lot of work to do. They have to string 4 rounds back-to-back here in the second half to even things out, and of course, once again, if Regicide get that 1 more point, they're going to be on match point, and that's just not where you want to find yourself. This situation is not where you want to find yourself. Ladon just not being able to cross the finish line time and time again. Regicide just looking stronger today.
Wow, okay. Apologies for all the viewers. I only realize now there are 2 Thatcher bans on stream. Let me quickly try and correct that. I'll quickly correct it in the next round.
Being defused by attackers.
Yeah, well, for the moment, we're just going to watch the setup here. It is going to be that the second floor defense, their reading room, is going to be the place for Regicide to defend. They're going to be picking up a pretty standard setup. They've got the Wamai Jaeger combo. They've got the Goyo for those shields, the Mute, of course, for a little bit of info denial, for a bit of hard reinforcement, and of course the Pulse, which could potentially be quite a big play for them. On the other side, though, we've got the Hibana, the Thermite, the IQ, Zofia, and the Nomad, which is a little bit more standard of a setup coming out from Ladon than we've seen. So at least there's that, but can they make it work is the question. Can they successfully execute an attack here? Is Ladon going to find themselves stronger here in the second half? Oh, this is a cheeky angle.
Oh, Divan trying to go for that early pick, but just misses there. The player running below the window.
Yeah, not going to find anyone just yet, but that's definitely a cheeky angle. I sort of want to give that one a try. Gonna head on into MM and just see if I can catch anyone out there, but for the time being, though, gonna see if Regicide can hold on to the defense here. Proving themselves time and again to be quite the strong team, quite the formidable foes here. 1 more round is going to give them that match point. That's what they're looking for. They're looking to close this out as quickly as they can. Should be doable. Ladon have a lot of work to do here. Right now, very slow play coming out as Ladon look to get in towards the map, and slowly they are making their way in. IQ just hovering outside here, might just come into the face of Devon. That's not exactly where you want to be. Those bullets will just come straight on in. You can see Dijkstra very low on HP. So Ladon already with an HP disadvantage. Flashing their way in slowly, but so far they haven't found anything. And they've got 1 minute and 20 left to play with here. Gonna find a lot of kills, and IQ gonna be taken down just immediately. Taken straight off the board, and there goes another one. Low HP Dijkstra. No chance for survival. 3v5 in what is a play for match point here from Regicide, and this just seems less and less doable. Explosion gonna take Nomad off the board. Cheerio, goodbye. And now there's just 2 remaining, Zofia and Thermite, and what can you do? 50 seconds left. You've got so much work. 2v4. The diffuser needs to be planted. At least the Claymore finds 1, but is that enough? Sebi and NZY just looking to try and find something, but they've got so much work to do. 25 seconds left. Mystic is going to be here in the perfect position. He's going to find one, and now it's up to a half HP Thermite to make this happen. And I mean, they still have to get down to the second floor. This is basically impossible here. Even if he finds this one kill, he still has to get down. He still has to get that diffuser planted, and well, the time has already elapsed. That time has passed. This is done for Ladon. Regicide will take match point.
Yeah, Ladon taking so long to try and clear out that top floor, and they just never actually managed to do that. And basically using the whole clock trying to commit bodies and trying to just clear that roam presence upstairs.
Yeah, just things really not working out for them, and now they're staring down the barrel of a steaming hot gun. That is, of course, match point. That's definitely not a barrel you want to be staring down. That really plays a huge part in the mental game, and we were talking about the mental game a bit earlier. This is just going to be crushing for them. Losing that map 1, making a bit of a comeback, and then still losing the map out. Heading over here and then going 6-1. That's got to be weighing heavily on them.
Yeah, I think this is a mountain to climb for Ladon, being 6-1 down. I can't see them pulling it back, but if they can, I'll be the one who supports it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if ever there was a time for an insane comeback, that time is right now, because this is the last round that Ladon have to make it happen, the last one they have to prove themselves, the last one they have to put the rounds on the board to even things out and go to overtime for a potential map 3. And as much as I love a map 3, I doubt we're going to be seeing her today, because Regicide looking just clean, strong, unable to be dismantled here. Of course, going to be whipping out the castle, the barricades come through, and going to be making some rotations here. So some clean setups once again coming out for Regicide here on Kitchen. Ladon really need to make something work here. They need to dismantle this defense of Regicide. They need to find the kills, because once again, they just every single time cannot cross that finish line. Wow. Didn't see what happened right there, but lots of damage done to Nomad.
Yeah, a lot of explosions going off there.
Potentially maybe trying some cheeky spawn nitros or something like that. But right now, Ladon trying to make their way in, gaining a little bit of control of Bakery, moving through.
Trying to go for a full Bakery push here, and maybe going to try and open up those walls, but seeing Thermite actually rotating around. Maybe trying to get a drone hole pick here, but no one on the other side.
Yeah, Regicide, they're not playing those respectful angles, really. You know, they're not playing back because they know they've got all the advantage in the world. They've got everything to play with. They can just be as confident as they want to be, because they've got a whole huge buffer zone of 6 rounds for them. 5 difference between them and Ladon. Ladon are the ones who have to make this happen. They're the ones who have to be the aggressors. They're the ones who have to make everything happen. And the question is, can they do it? 5v5 right now. HP slightly down for Ladon. Of course, Edward very low, about 25, maybe 30.
Mitch getting dropped low now as well with that nade.
Yeah, 1 minute 25. Got to make this happen. A bit of time to work with.
Clock is starting to run out. And Ladon just basically in the same spots they've found themselves for the past 40 seconds.
Yeah. Got a bit of control. Got the Bakery, they got the red stairs, but they need to translate that in towards the side take. They need to find that pick. They need to find the entry. Of course, they've got the angles in towards Kitchen, but they haven't found anything because Regicide are literally giving them nothing.
Yeah,
and I mean, at this point,
they're being very patient, and it's paying off.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, they don't have to do anything. It has to be Ladon who are the aggressors, and aggressors they will be, striding on into sight and finding 3, but 3 immediately clapped back by Regicide, and once again, 1v2 is what we're going to be finding ourselves on. The castle goes down, but can the Thermite make it happen? 1v1, 30 seconds left, ticking away slowly. HP's full for both of them, but the Wamai is slightly outside here. Diffuser getting planted. Is he going to peek? Does the cheeky peek come through? He can make it happen. He does. He makes it happen. He does the cheeky peek. He takes the risk, and it happens. Regicide will find the round, and they close it out and take the win.
Beautiful. That was really good play there. That round really went from 0 to 100 really quickly.
Yeah, it certainly did. I mean, the first map, it looked okay for Ladon. It looked like they really had the potential to make the comeback happen, but they just fell short of that scoreline, really. You know, crossing that finish line, I was saying again and again, they weren't able to do it on map 1, and they didn't even have the chance to do it here on map 2. I mean, that last round, it looked so much better than what we'd seen from them previously, but they didn't have much time to prove themselves. And ultimately, Regicide, they were ready for it. You know, as soon as Ladon stepped up the game to that notch, Regicide were already there. They were easily able to meet them. And well, in that 1v1 scenario, which was the best chance that Ladon really had to find the rounds they needed, it just couldn't come through. Why knew he had all of the ability to take that risk. They had all the rounds they needed, even if they had lost that one. No skin off their back. He just takes the cheeky peek. He gets it. He gets that final win there. And yeah, Ladon just not able to cushion themselves with enough rounds, not able to find what they were looking for. And yeah, GG to Regicide for taking that one in a clean 2-0.
Yeah, they definitely showed their class and skill in those two maps. Really just showing very little errors in whatever they did. And that really just translated in the scorelines on both maps. It's going to be... The semi-finals is going to be very, very entertaining to watch. So the semi-final tomorrow being ATK versus Memento Mori. And then on Saturday, Omnius versus Regicide. 2 sets of games that's going to promise some really good siege.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning into this last quarterfinal here in the Meraki Major. Thank you for joining us and just chilling out with us and watching the stream. It was definitely good, but it is going to be an absolute banger as we head on into the semis. So we hope to see you there. I think that's it from me, your boy Patchy. You can go check me out at my link should be down there somewhere at Patchwork Fanic on Twitter if you're not following me already on Stuff at Stuff. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys later.
Okay, cheers everyone.
again.